Highlanders. Dave Wilson with you as we get ready for game number 2 of the Little General Holiday Classic. Morgantown and Huntington. The Mohigans number 2 in the AP poll. Huntington number 3. Morgantown off to a 2-0 start with wins over Lindsley and Brook, the 3-time defending Class 4A champs are off to a 2-0 start, and Morgantown has some work to do. Lost some key players from last year's team, including Sharon Young. He's up at Akron, but also Jay Shrewsbury, Izzy Everett, Jacob King, also gone from last year. So this team looks a bit different than it did a year ago, but Dave Tallman has a way of finding players, and this year Marty Johnson has stepped up into that lead role as the point guard for the Mohigans. Also, Brady Savage is back from that championship team a year ago. Mix in Max Fry, who's a year older, as well as Waylon Callistra, and you've got a pretty good Morgantown team, as you would expect. As for Huntington, the Highlanders are 0-1 on the season, lost their season opener, but the Highlanders return 4 of the 5 starters that played against Morgantown in the quarterfinals down in Charleston a year ago, although one of those starters will be out tonight. Tavion Wilson, who had 19 points in that quarterfinal game against the Mohigans, he's in street clothes. He will not play, but Avante Crawford, Tavion Chandler, Isa Lapsley, they are all back. 3 of those 4 back on this year's team, and the Highlanders are looking for big things this year in Class 4A. But Morgantown, still the champs. Morgantown defeated Huntington in the quarterfinals last year, 71-56, on its way to another Class 4A state championship. That was the biggest game of the tournament for Sharon Young, at least points-wise. He would hit the game-winning shot to win the state championship, but Young had 32 points on 13 of 24 in that quarterfinal victory over the Huntington Highlanders. Morgantown and Huntington getting set to go here. This is game 2 of the Little General Classic, a holiday classic here at Morgantown High School. Game 1 featured University and Washington. Washington got the best of the Hawks in that ball game. Back and forth game. Washington led by as many as 12. Hawks would battle back, and just when it felt like there was some momentum, University would see it slip away as Washington would go on a run. It got hot from outside the arc in game 1, winning that first battle here at the Rowdy Center tonight. This game features 2 of the top teams in Class 4A. Again, Morgantown, the 3-time defending champions, played in 4 consecutive state title games. Mohigans got a nice win over Lindsley to begin the season. Made 54% from the field, including 6 from out beyond the arc, and then just had its way with Brook in a 79-27 win last time out. All 5 starters scored in double figures in that win versus the Bruins. Morgantown going to be tested early in this 24-25 season. That's the way head coach Dave Tallman in his 11th season likes it. He's over 300 career wins, over 200 wins now with this Morgantown program. And you look ahead at the schedule that's coming up after the Christmas break at Martinsburg, at Parkersburg South, Spring Mills, University, and Wheeling Park. That is all. Those are all opponents Morgantown is going to face in January. Probably the toughest portion of the schedule. Then you go down to the Greenbrier, play in that tournament. Suddenly you're into February and the OVAC tournament not far after that. So Morgantown going to be put to the test early, going to be put to the test in this one tonight against the Huntington Highlanders. Again, Huntington comes into this ball game, into this season, returning 4 of the 5 starters from the state tournament squad a year ago. And I did mention one of those starters out tonight, Tavion Wilson. He had 3 double-doubles a season ago. Averaged 7 rebounds a game, had 19, led the Highlanders in the quarterfinals against Morgantown. But he is out. He is in street clothes, but still plenty of talent on the floor for the Highlanders in this one. Should be a good one. Morgantown, number 2, 2-0. Huntington, number 3, 0-1 to begin the season. They'll meet here in the second game of the Little General Holiday Classic. 3 games on tap tomorrow. Morgantown will flip the schedule, play Washington. University will face Huntington. And we'll have a girls' game tomorrow afternoon. Morgantown girls will take on Spring Mills at 3 o'clock. That's the schedule tomorrow. Still have 1 more to go here tonight at the Rowdy Center. It's Morgantown and Huntington starting lineups and the tip-off coming up when we return to the Rowdy Center in a moment.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
Historically, joint replacement surgery required an extended hospital stay of 3 to 5 days or more, but now with our improved techniques, it can be done as a same-day surgery. You get home sooner, you're more comfortable at home. I got into medicine to help people. Then with joint replacement surgery, I can see immediate results, eliminating a patient's joint pain and really changing their life. At W Medicine, we're able to get people back to living their lives.
The efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
We have the skill set internally to take almost any project from a concept all the way through to completion. We don't manufacture widgets. We do things that make a huge impact to society, so we take what we do very, very seriously. There's a great sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you really contributed to society, really did your part to make where you are from a better place than it was before you came there.
Getting ready to introduce the teams. Morgantown and Huntington matching up here in the Little General Holiday Classic at the Rowdy Center. Here on the campus of Morgantown High School, Dave Wilson with you. Huntington having the intros. Get to their starting lineup in just a moment. Tristan Hornbuckle, a senior guard. Pearson Dejinka. Well, they turned the lights out on me here at the Rowdy Center for the intro, and, well, I can't see the lineup card. Tavion Chandler, Jamari Tubbs, and Isaiah Lapsley will round out the starting five for head coach Lambros Savingos in his second season with the Huntington Highlanders. Morgantown going through the very well put together intro video here. They turned the lights down. They got glow sticks. It's a whole scene here at Morgantown High. Once again, Hornbuckle, Dejinka, Chandler, Tubbs, Lapsley, the starting five for Huntington. And again, Tavion Wilson is out tonight in street clothes for the Highlanders. His presence going to be missed in the starting lineup. Morgantown will have the senior guard, Marty Johnson. He's going to run the point for the Mohigans, and he really filled in last year when Sharon Young had the injury. Also stepped up in a big way as that role player for Morgantown, but this year it is his team along with Brady Savage. He will play down low for the Mohigans. Max Fry, a sophomore, got a lot of playing time last year as a freshman for the Mohigans. Only averaged about 4 points per game, but really got some very valuable experience. DeMarcus Bandy, a senior, transfer from university, missed all of last year with a knee injury. He's back this year wearing the red and blue of Morgantown High. And the junior, 6'6", Waylon Colestra will round out the starting five for Dave Tallman. Fry, Johnson, Bandy, Savage, and Colestra, the starting five for Morgantown, and head coach Dave Tallman. Tallman in his 11th season here at Morgantown, the Magnolia alum. Over 300 career wins. More than 200 of those here in Morgantown. Stevie Sutherland, Matt Lamine, Dennis Kearns, Nate Tallman are his assistants. Mohigans in the home whites, trimmed out in blue and red. Huntington in gold and green here at the Rowdy Center tonight. Happy to have you with us here in Morgantown. Game 2 of the Little General Holiday Classic set to get underway. It'll be Callistra and Chandler at midcourt for the Highlanders and the Mohigans. Ready to put the ball in the air. Morgantown and Huntington. Ball in the air. Callistra controls, and Morgantown will have the basketball to start this ball game. Bandy on the near side. Top of the key. Johnson 3 too long, and the rebound grabbed by Tubbs for the Highlanders. Huntington brings it down the floor. Give way to Lapsley. Lapsley will hand it to Chandler. Over to the left to the top of the key. Give it back to Lapsley, who brings it in between the circles. He moves right. Hands off to Hornbuckle. They curl around the outside, drive down the right of the paint. Right-hander from Tubbs off the mark. And Callistra up high to get the rebound for the Mohigans. Marty Johnson across midcourt. The senior barks out the signals for Morgantown. Sends it left side to Fry, the sophomore. Now whips it over to Bandy. He gets a corner three. This is long. Offensive rebound, Callistra fighting through a couple of defenders to lay it in. First points of the night for Waylon Callistra. And Morgantown on the board first. Lapsley dribbling in the front court. And 5-second call. Had Marty Johnson right on his hip, going step for step, and took too long to do something. Turn it over to the Mohigans. Johnson, far side of the court, gets a screen from Savage, whips it into the corner for Bandy. Bandy, baseline drive, back outside. Johnson, open look at a three. Short. Callistra, offensive rebound. Fighting on the inside, power dribble, move with the left hand, and the shot rolls off the rim. But a foul called on Huntington. Tavion Chandler picks up his first personal, team's first. That puts Callistra at the free throw line, and he sinks his first free throw. Long and athletic, 6'6" junior. Was 61% at the line a season ago, makes that second one. 4-0 Mohigans to begin the ball game. 6:20, very early on. Lapsley across the timeline. Skip it to the left side for Tubbs on the Mohegan logo. Now top of the key to Dejinka. Hornbuckle fires it left side. Lapsley takes it down the baseline. Cut off by Johnson. They'll float it back out for Tubbs. He'll drive the lane. Scoop with the right hand and score. Morgantown quickly back to work. Fry, deep three, left wing, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds off the Highlanders. Fry will shoot it from anywhere. Had 24 points in the season opening win over Lindsley. Johnson to inbound, gets it into a cutting Callistra. Off the right side, lays it in. Callistra with the first 6 points for the Mohigans, who lead it by 4. Hornbuckle dribbling on the Block M logo at midcourt. Hands off for Tubbs. Tubbs circles back, gives to Lapsley at the top of the key. Lapsley down the lane. Nice move. Gets by Fry, but can't finish. And the rebound pulled in by Bandy. He'll send it up the floor to Fry. On the left side. Bounce it down low. Callistra lays it in. And a timeout taken by the Highlanders. Morgantown making it look easy here in the opening couple of minutes. Leads Huntington 8-2. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. We're back to the Rowdy Center in a moment.
Historically, joint replacement surgery required an extended hospital stay of 3 to 5 days or more. But now with our improved techniques, it can be done as a same-day surgery. You get home sooner, you're more comfortable at home. I got into medicine to help people. Then with joint replacement surgery, I can see immediate results eliminating a patient's joint pain and really changing their life. At W Medicine, we're able to get people back to living their lives.
We have the skill set internally to take almost any project from a concept all the way through to completion. We don't manufacture widgets. We do things that make a huge impact to society, so we take what we do very, very seriously. There's a great sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you really contributed to society, really did your part to make where you are from a better place than it was before you came there.
(8-2), Morgantown leads it early on top of number 3, Huntington. Mohigans, number 2, entering the early part of the year. Huntington took the timeout, has the basketball. Hornbuckle will drop back in between the circles and direct the Highlander offense. Shoves it to the right side for Chandler. Chandler dribbling with the left hand, has it poked away, stolen by Fry. Here goes Fry down the left of the lane. Fry lost it out of bounds off the Highlanders. Chandler able to recover and make the defensive play on the other end of the floor. Checking in is Avante Crawford. He'll replace Chandler in the Huntington lineup. Johnson sends the Mohegan offense in motion from the baseline, zips it in. Fry, catch and shoot from the baseline, missed off the front of the rim. Rebound pulled down by Huntington, skip it up the floor to Jinka in the far corner. Sends it up to the wing for Tubbs. Tubbs dribbles in off the left side, back to the Jinka. Corner three, good. .424, first quarter, 8-5, Morgantown with the lead. Johnson finds Brady Savage down in the far corner. Now back to Johnson. He'll dribble hard to the line, float it with a left hand from 10 feet, and it's good. First field goal of the night for Johnson. Morgantown by 5, 10-5. 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Fry, the sophomore, working there defensively for the Mohegans and comes up with another steal. Stepped in the way of the pass. They'll find Johnson. Johnson dribbles between a couple of defenders. Takes it down the paint. Fouled from behind. No shot. Foul on the floor. Going to be called on Huntington. Second team foul and the first personal on Tristan Hornbuckle. Johnson gets it into play, finds Fry. He'll give to Savage, hand it back to Johnson at the top of the key. Johnson dribbling between his legs, takes it down the left of the paint, on the block. Ball slapped away, got it back. Johnson fighting underneath. His shot rejected by Chandler. Chandler will toss it up the floor for Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle, contested shot over top of Fry. Can't get it to go. Savage will gather it. Float it down the floor for Johnson. He'll collect it in the far corner. Skip pass to the left side. Savage on the left elbow. Hacked. Third team foul. And the first called on Isaiah Lapsley. Max Fry will send it into play. Off the left of the baseline. Ridgway into the game for the first time for the Mohegans. He'll get the inbounds pass on the left wing. Dribbled it up top of the key. Long two from straightaway, no good. Offensive rebound, Savage. Stick back is in. 12-5. Morgantown leads it. 3 minutes first quarter. Hornbuckle directing traffic for the Highlanders as he brings the ball across the timeline. Bounce it left for Chandler. Out on the wing, he's picked up by Colestra. Drive it down on the baseline and draws contact and the foul on the Mohegans junior. First on Colestra, first on the Mohegans with 2:46 to play in the first quarter. 12-5, Morgantown leading it. Ethan Dalton into the game for the first time for the Highlanders. Bounce pass in for Crawford. Misses the layup off the left block. Offensive rebound. Now a fight for the basketball. Loose on the baseline. Goes out of bounds off of Huntington and back to Morgantown. Marty Johnson back into the Morgantown lineup. He'll replace Waylon Callistra. Callistra with 8 of Morgantown's 12 points here in the first quarter. Colin Ridgway, a sophomore for the Mohigans, will bring it down the court. Mohigans will space the floor. Bandy in the near corner. Back to Ridgway on the Mohigans logo near side. Over to Johnson and Fry in the corner. Morgantown working around the perimeter. Bounce to Johnson. Kick out. Fry, right wing three. Rimmed in and out. Halfway down the cylinder. Fight for the rebound. Won by Huntington. On the run. Chandler takes it into the paint. Scoops to the right hand. And blocking foul called on Morgantown. Mohigans trying to draw the charge. And instead, Colin Ridgway whistled for his first personal foul. Didn't quite get the feet set to call the charge. And that'll put Jamari Tubbs, a senior, at the free throw line to shoot a pair. Tubbs bends the knee, and the first free throw off the front of the iron and rolls away from the cylinder. Camden Kellogg checks into the ball game. Second free throw up, and he'll get the benefit of the roll this time. 12-6, Morgantown with the lead. 2 minutes to play first quarter. Highlanders drop back on defense. Johnson off the right wing, gets a screen from Savage. Gives way to Kellogg on the near wing. Kellogg gave a couple of jab steps over to Johnson. He'll pop the three, too short. A rebound dragged down by Crawford. Crawford to Hornbuckle. He'll be harassed by Johnson up the floor and gets a bump and a foul. First personal on Marty Johnson, third on the Mohigans with 1:41 to play here in the first quarter. Dalton from the near sideline will flip it in for Hornbuckle in the backcourt. Working in between the circles, passes off for Chandler. Chandler dribbling down the middle of the lane. Right-hander at the rim, rolls off. Fry able to grab the rebound for the Mohigans. He'll force it down the floor. He'll draw a bump and a foul. That is on Crawford, his first, and the team's fourth. Morgantown will inbound from the near sideline, leading 12-6. Kellogg into Johnson and over to Fry. Now Johnson, top of the key. Morgantown working it around the outside of this Huntington zone defense. Fry lines up a three from the right wing. It rolls off the left of the iron, and the rebound pulled in by Huntington. Zip it up the floor. Crawford on the near sideline. Couldn't handle it. Out of bounds and back to Morgantown with 68 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tubbs back into the ball game. He'll replace Dalton in the lineup for the Highlanders. Kellogg in between the circles. Overhands it to Savage at the free throw line. Now to Fry. Fry, pull-up jumper, baseline too strong. Savage gets the offensive rebound and a shove. And that puts Morgantown into the bonus here in the first quarter. Fouls on Crawford. That is his second. So Brady Savage to the free throw line. Savage, who just collected All-State honors for his performance on the football field this year. At the free throw line, up and good. Braxton Mount checks in for Huntington. And Johnson will get a breather for the Mohigans as Ridgway back in the lineup for Dave Tallman's squad. Savage, high arcing free throw goes through. Morgantown by 8, 14-6, under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Lapsley dribbles around the screen, takes it down the lane, skip it outside, and there's the offensive foul Morgantown was trying to draw before. Lapsley drove it in. It was the right thought. Take it down the lane, kick it back out. Mount was open for the shot, but Brady Savage has drawn a charge or two during his time in a Mohegan uniform. Huntington a 2-3 zone as Morgantown goes to work offensively, leading by 8, half a minute to go in the first quarter. Ridgway on the near side. Around the outside it goes, over to Kellogg in the corner. Kellogg looked in, no place to go, gives way to Ridgway. Over to Kellogg on the right wing. Jab step, now takes in the lane, kicks outside. Bandy, head fake, hop in the lane, kick out. Ridgway, head fake, pull up from 15. Goes off the front of the iron, the back of the iron, and through. 16-6, 5 seconds to play in the quarter. Stolen by Bandy. Here goes Bandy on the run. 2-1. Bandy lays it off the side of the rim. And we go to the end of the first quarter. Morgantown leading Huntington 16-6 in the Little General Holiday Classic. We're back in a moment. $60.
Our big winter sale is on now, so come cozy up to these great deals. Come check out our large selection of GMC Canyons for you to choose from. Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world!
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's Toyotathon! $3,000 off all new Sequoias. So start your new year off with a new Toyota. Merry Christmas from Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world!
Again, the second quarter. Mohigans leading at 16-6. Game 2 of the Little General Holiday Classic here at Morgantown High. 3 games on tap tomorrow. University will take on this Huntington Highlander team tomorrow morning. That game scheduled for an 11:30 tip-off. That'll be followed by Morgantown and Washington. Washington defeated University in the first game here tonight. That game scheduled for a 1 o'clock tip tomorrow afternoon, and then at 3 o'clock it'll be the Mohegan girls taking on Spring Mills to wrap things up in the 2024 version of the Little General Holiday Classic as we get ready to head into a little Christmas vacation the next few days. Fry, Ridgway, Johnson, Callistra, and Bandy on the floor for the Mohigans. Hornbuckle, along with Chandler, Tubbs, DeJecka, and just checking into the game, Caprino. Huntington with the basketball to start the second quarter, down 10. Tubbs dribbles it off his foot, and Huntington nearly lost it. We're going to have a tie-up down on the floor. Bandy and Chandler battling for the basketball, with the arrow pointing in favor of the Mohigans. Ridgway will bring it up across the timeline. Skip it into the corner for Johnson. Johnson looks in low, but nothing doing with Callistra all covered up. Johnson out on the right wing, and offensive foul called. Try to create some space with the shoulder, and gets the offensive foul. His second, and the first on the Mohigans. So Johnson's going to take a seat, 2 personal fouls. That'll get Camden Kellogg, the junior, back off the bench for Dave Tallman's bunch. Caprino brings it up the floor for the Highlanders. He'll take it to the elbow. Collides with Callistra, able to feed it to Hornbuckle, and he's held and will head to the free throw line. Ridgway picks up his second personal foul. So now you got Ridgway with 2 fouls, Johnson with 2 fouls already over on the bench. Tristan Hornbuckle will go to the free throw line, and the senior makes his first free throw. Hornbuckle lines up the second, missed it strong. Callistra there on the rebound for Morgantown. 16-7, Morgantown with the lead. Fry, top of the key. Over to Ridgway. Ridgway looks back toward Dave Tallman, his head coach, gets the offense. Hands to Fry. Fry on the wing to Ridgway. Corner three, too strong. Bandy fighting for an offensive rebound, and a foul is going to be called on the rebound attempt. That'll be on Artie Caprino. First on Caprino and the first on the Highlanders here in the second quarter. Morgantown with the basketball. Bounce it in for Callistra. Callistra fighting, has the ball ripped out of his hands. Huntington going back the other way. Hornbuckle leading the charge. Tosses left to Chandler. Chandler to the rim, lays it in. First field goal of the day for Chandler. 16-9. Morgantown with the lead. Ridgway working right side, feeds Fry. Fry angles in off the right, lost the handle on the dribble. We'll turn it over to Huntington. Tubbs came away with a loose ball. Skip it left side on the wing. Whip it back to the near side of the court for Tubbs. Now he calls for Hornbuckle, and Huntington will reset here offensively. Hornbuckle sliding left, gets a high screen, doesn't really do anything with it. Now top of the key, step back, takes the three, swishes it. Hornbuckle with the three from straight away. 4-point ball game. Callistra down on the inside again, has it ripped from his hands, but this time the foul will be called on Huntington. Foul is on Jamari Tubbs. That is his first and the team's second. Waylon Callistra at the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 already today, and Callistra has 8 points for the Mohigans. Leading the way for Morgantown here in the first half. First free throw rattles home. Savage back into the lineup, and DeMarcus Bandy will get a chance to take a breather. A big lineup right at the moment with Fry, Savage, and Callistra in the lineup. Callistra's second free throw off the mark. Rebound is grabbed by Callistra. He'll force it down low for Ridgway. Ridgway lost the dribble, and Huntington comes up with the turnover. The lead is 5 for the Mohigans, 17-12, 5.5 minutes to go, first half of action. Hornbuckle down the lane, fade away, good. Hornbuckle has 6. And he's got his Highlanders back to within 3, 17-14. Ridgway, high screen from Savage at the right elbow, spinning to his right. Lost the dribble, skips it into the corner for Fry. Fry, baseline drive, can't finish, got his rebound high off the glass, stick back is good. Fry with his first field goal. Morgantown 19, Huntington 14, under 5 to go in the first half. Hornbuckle sliding to his left, sends it that direction. Now Huntington spreading out the floor. Bounce it to the near side, and we got a timeout taken by the Highlanders. 4 minutes, 43 seconds remain. We'll keep it right here at the Roundy Center. Morgantown leading Huntington 19-14 as Lambros Svingos calls the 30-second timeout for Huntington. These two teams, both state tournament teams a year ago. Obviously, Morgantown won the Class 4A championship for the third consecutive year. Fourth year Morgantown played in it. In fact, that championship game against George Washington some 4 years ago, lost that by 1 point. Winning the next 3 championships in that classic last year against Spring Mills, Sharon Young. Everybody in the building knew he was going to take that final shot for the Mohigans, and he certainly did not disappoint the Morgantown crowd. He has moved on. He's doing quite well up with the Akron Zips now, and this Morgantown team just continues to find more talent and reload year after year. That's kind of been the way it's gone under head coach Dave Tallman over these 11 seasons. 11 seasons and 4 championships. It's not a bad ratio. Huntington with the basketball. Drive off the right side by Chandler. And a foul called on the Mohigans. That's going to go on Callistra. That is his second. So a little bit of foul trouble for the Mohigans. You got Johnson, Waylon Callistra, and Colin Ridgway all in foul trouble with 2 fouls here in the first half. So Callistra will take a seat, and DeMarcus Bandy will get back into the ball game. Got to think if you're Huntington, you got an opportunity with those 3 guys, or at least Callistra and Johnson out of the lineup. Ridgway's still in there. Ridgway's going to get a steal. Had a hand on it, tipped it, and then he's fouled by, I believe, Lapsley. Indeed, it is Lapsley. That is his third. And the third on the Highlanders here in the second quarter. 19-14, 4:24 to play in the first half. Max Pry will inbound for the Mohigans on the far sideline. He'll toss it in for Ridgway, and Ridgway will go to work. Bandy on the right wing, enters it for Fry, and we've got a foul under the basket. Tavian Chandler picks up his second, team's fourth. Marcus Jackson will enter the lineup and replace Chandler on the floor for Huntington. Fry to inbound on the baseline, tosses it far wing for Ridgway. Ridgway dribbles left over to Fry, right wing 3, got it. The lead back to 8 for the Mohigans, 22-14, halfway through the second quarter. Tubbs on the left wing. Feeds at the top of the key. Slide right, trying to feed it back into Tubbs. The pass deflected, stolen by the Mohigans. Taken away by Kellogg. Kellogg coming down the near side of the court between 2 defenders. By one in the air and lays it in. Camden Kellogg puts Morgantown in front by 10, 24-14, 3.5 minutes to play in the first half of action here at the Rowdy Center. Hornbuckle sliding left, pull-up jumper from the left elbow, off the right of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Dalton. Dalton able to work it back outside for Jackson on the baseline. Now Tubbs off the left of the paint, drives down the lane, and foul called on the Mohigans. Bandy picks up his first personal, and that is the 4th team foul on Morgantown. That'll put Jamari Tubbs at the free throw line to shoot a pair. First free throw is off the mark. Daneka back out on the floor for Huntington. Second free throw is up and misses that one as well. But an offensive rebound by Tubbs over on the far sideline. He's going to save it. Throws it off a Morgantown defender and out of bounds. Huntington keeps the basketball. 3:10 to go first half. 24-14. Morgantown in front by 10. Dalton dribbles around top of the key. Hands to Tubbs. Tubbs now on the right wing. Feeds it in between the rings to Daneka. And it's going to go out of bounds off the Highlanders. Trapped to the far side, Max Fry. Give him credit for some lockdown defense in the corner. Mohigans with the basketball, up 10. Ridgway from the left wing, bounce to Fry at the free throw line, spins to his right, down the paint, forces his way to the rim, misses short, and the rebound grabbed by Huntington. Huntington back to work on offense, 2.5 to go here in the first half, down 10. Daneka skips it to the left side, finds Tubbs. Pass deflected, tracked down by Huntington on the near sideline for the moment. Bandy going for the steal, instead going to be whistled for the reach. And that puts Huntington into the bonus. So Bandy now with 2 fouls. And that'll put Ethan Dalton at the free throw line to shoot the 2 free throws. So Morgantown over the limit with 2:17 to play in the first half of action. Dalton at the free throw line. He's scoreless here in the first half. First one on the way, and it's off the mark. Caprino back into the ball game for Huntington. Dalton, second free throw up, and this one's good. (24-15), Morgantown leading with 2:11 to play in the first half. Bandy out on the right wing. Now Ridgway looking for the shot. Finds a cutting Savage. Spinning the rim. Reverse layup high off the glass and good. 26-15. Three. Other end. Good from Caprino. (26-18). A minute and 44 to go here in the first half. Bandy, left wing, skips over to the far side of the court for Ridgway. He'll put it on the floor, spin to his right. Ridgway down the right side of the lane, off the glass and good. Mohigans by 10, 28-18 with a minute and 20 to go in the second quarter. Tubbs in between the circles. Now slides to the near side of the court. Tries to cross over Savage in the lane. Floater from 13 feet is off the back of the iron and falls through the cylinder. (28-20), 60 seconds to play here in the first half. Ridgway shoves it right side. Bandy out on the perimeter, gives to Kellogg. Little jab step. He's quickly covered up. Now Kellogg puts it on the floor. Sliding right, has his pocket picked by Caprino. He'll kick it up the floor to Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle on left wing, gives to Tubbs. Tubbs angles in, lost the handle, out of bounds, back to the Mohigans with 41 seconds remaining in the first half. Coming up on a half minute to play in the second quarter. Morgantown leading by 8, looking to add to it. Ridgway on the left wing bounces to the foul line for Fry. Fry puts it on the floor with the left hand, drives to the rim, misses but fouled. Got a good look at it as he was able to fight through the contact. And the foul is called on Deneka. Team's fifth. First on Deneka, and at the free throw line is Max Fry to shoot a pair. Fry last season averaged about 4 points per ball game. Misses his first free throw. Was a seventh guy off the bench. Kai Hinkins checks into the ball game. Second free throw is good for Fry. The Morgantown lead is 9, 29-20. Huntington playing for the final shot of the first half here. Hornbuckle slides right. Gives to Dalton, still on the near side, 12 seconds on the clock. Hornbuckle out on the right wing, 8 to play. Hornbuckle dribbles to the free throw line, dribbled it off his foot. Fry picks it up off the floor. Fry takes it to the rim and lays it in, and Morgantown will take an 11-point lead into the locker room. After a half of play, Morgantown 31 and Huntington 20. We'll have more from the Rowdy Center in a moment. This is the Little General Holiday Classic.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a Little General store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
It's the most most wonderful time of the year. It's Toyotathon! Now over $6,000 off 2024 Tundras. So start your new year off with a new Toyota. Merry Christmas from Dan Calvin Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop Thora!
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there? At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Our big winter sale is on now, so come cozy up to these great deals. Come check out our large selection of GMC Canyons for you to choose from. Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thora!
(31-20) at the break. Morgantown has led throughout the first half here. On top of the Huntington Highlanders, Dave Wilson with you. Morgantown got the scoring started early and led by 8 at the end of the second quarter. Morgantown has led by as many as 10 points in this ball game at a couple of different junctures, 24-14 and 28-18. Mohigans saw that lead cut down to as few as 3. Huntington there in the second quarter able to put a little bit of a run together to chip away and get within 17-14. But Morgantown from that point would go on a little 7-0 run of its own to jump back out by 10. 24-14, and ultimately at the end of the half, they were able to get the steal, the Max Spry layup. He would go to the rim and give the Mohigans an 11-point lead at the break. Morgantown leads Huntington 31-20 here at the half. We'll go through the individual scoring. When we return, you're listening and watching the Little General Holiday Classic. We're back right after this.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
We have the skill set internally to take almost any project from a concept all the way through to completion. We don't manufacture widgets. We do things that make a huge impact to society, so we take what we do very, very seriously. There's a great sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you really contributed to society, really did your part to make where you are from a better place than it was before you came there.
Back at the half, Morgantown leading Huntington 31-20. Game 2 of the Little General Holiday Classic. Games 3, 4, and 5 tomorrow. Morgantown will take on Washington in the middle game tomorrow. University will face Huntington, and then the Morgantown girls will take the floor against Spring Mills tomorrow afternoon. Here's some of your individual numbers in the first half. First for Huntington, Tristan Hornbuckle leading the way for the Highlanders with 6 points, including a 3. Jamari Tubbs has 5. Pearson Daneka has 3 points. Artie Caprino with 3 points. And then Tavion Chandler with 2 points. And Ethan Dalton 1 for 2 at the free throw line. For the Mohigans, Waylon Callistra leading the way with 9 points in the first half. 8 coming right in the opening couple of minutes of the ball game. Brady Savage has 6. So does Max Spry, including Morgantown's lone three-pointer of the first half. Colin Ridgway with 4. Marty Johnson has 2. Camden Kellogg with 2 points as well. Morgantown with a little bit of concern in the foul department there in the first half. Ridgway, Callistra, and Johnson, as well as DeMarcus Bandy, all picking up 2 fouls in the first half. Marty Johnson sat for the last several minutes of the second quarter with those 2 fouls. Ridgway played most, and Callistra also played most of that first half with 2 fouls. Over on the Huntington side, a little bit of foul concern as well. Avante Crawford and Tavian Chandler each have 2 fouls, a couple of starters there. Isaiah Lapsley, a great defender and could be a streaky shooter. He picked up 3 fouls in the first half. So those guys spent several minutes over on the bench trying to keep them protected for the second half. When you add it all up, what you get is Morgantown leading Huntington 31-20 at the half. Second half coming up when we return to the Rowdy Center. It's the Little General Holiday Classic. Back in a moment.
The efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Our big winter sale is on now, so come cozy up to these great deals. Come check out our large selection of GMC Canyons for you to choose from. Dan Cava, GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world!
We have the skill set internally to take almost any project from a concept all the way through to completion. We don't manufacture widgets. We do things that make a huge impact to society, so we take what we do very, very seriously. There's a great sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you really contributed to society, really did your part to make where you are from a better place than it was before you came there.
Historically, joint replacement surgery required an extended hospital stay of 3 to 5 days or more, but now with our improved techniques, it can be done as a same-day surgery. You get home sooner, you're more comfortable at home. I got into medicine to help people. Then with joint replacement surgery, I can see immediate results eliminating a patient's joint pain and really changing their life. At W Medicine, we are able to get people back to living their lives.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's Toyotathon! $3,000 off all new Sequoias. So start your new year off with a new Toyota. Merry Christmas from Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world!
Teams out of the locker rooms. We're getting ready for the third quarter. Morgantown, number 2, leading number 3 Huntington. 31-20 at the break. Dave Wilson with you. Connor Limley. If you are listening on WAJR, back at the Control Center tonight. Also, if you're watching on the Metro News TV app, appreciate you tuning in as well. We'll have 3 games for you coming up tomorrow. University versus this Huntington Highlander team. Morgantown taking on Washington. Spring Mills will be here for girls action to take on the Mohigans. Morgantown looking to bounce back after a loss on the road at Wheeling Park this week. That's all coming up tomorrow. We still got a half of basketball still to play here tonight. Morgantown up 31-20. Mohigans will have that starting 5 out there to begin the second half. Johnson, Fry, Callistra, Savage, and Bandy. Huntington will have its starting 5 back out there. Hornbuckle, Crawford, Chandler, Lapsley, and Tubbs. No Tavion Wilson tonight. He's out in street clothes over on the sideline for Huntington. And he certainly would make a difference out there on the floor for the Highlanders. Huntington basketball to start the third quarter. Nice dish inside by Hornbuckle to find a cutting Lapsley to the rim who lays it in. Lapsley got lost in the defense, and a great dish by Hornbuckle for the assist. Trying to feed it in low to Savage, and Huntington gets the steal and the turnover. Coming off the right side, Chandler forces his way into the lane, tries the up and under, and a foul called on the Mohigans. That'll be on Brady Savage. That is his first. Put Chandler at the line shooting 2. Trying to get up and under Brady Savage. Chandler at the line, a 6'4" senior. Great defender, can shoot the 3, but he misses the free throw there. Down at the state tournament last year, had 9 points in that quarterfinal matchup against the Mohigans. Second free throw, got that one. (31-23). Morgantown by 8. Bandy gets an open look at a 3 and drains it. Bandy, his first field goal of the ball game comes from outside the arc. Huntington quickly back the other way, called for traveling in the lane. Chandler shuffled his feet with a couple of defenders around him. Mohegan lead back to 11. 7 minutes to play, third quarter. Johnson from the top of the key. Around the outside, Bandy gets another look at a 3. This one's short. Savage fighting for the rebound. It's out of bounds and last touched by Huntington. Bandy got a good look at that 3, just a little bit off the mark. Now Johnson inbounds left of the baseline. Into Savage, into Bandy. Now Fry, left corner, 3. Too short. Offensive rebound, Callistra. He'll whip a pass around a defender, gets it back. Callistra fighting to his right and can't get the shot to fall. Left it short. Pass deflected. Huntington will keep it headed its direction. And now Hornbuckle will try to settle things down. His troops down 11, 34-23. Chandler on the right wing. Step up. 3 way short. Missed everything. Crawford able to snatch it out of the air. Feed it to Lapsley. Going down the left of the lane. Lapsley over a defender. Banks it home. Back the other way. Bandy for 3. Got it. Bandy heating up here in the third quarter. Has hit a couple of trays. And timeout called by Huntington. 37-25. Morgantown leads it with 6:06 to play in the third quarter. And Lambros Svingos will take a 30-second timeout. Not happy with how his team got back on defense there and left DeMarcus Bandy wide open for the 3. Morgantown out to its biggest lead of the night, 12 points, 37-25. Bandy trying to make up for a little bit of lost time. Missed all of last year's season with a knee injury. Transferred over to Morgantown this year. And looking to make the most of his senior season. Hitting a couple of 3s here in the third quarter. As the Mohigans up 37-25. 6:06 to play, third quarter. No subs coming out of the timeout for Morgantown. Huntington will get Daneka back into the ball game. Hornbuckle across the timeline. And over to the right side for Lapsley. Lapsley, top of the key. Tubbs slides left. Morgantown slides with him. Couple of head fakes, couple of fake steps, and a missed 3 by Hornbuckle. Morgantown will clear the rebound. Johnson pushes it down the floor. Over to Fry on the far side. Give it to Bandy. Bandy dribbles in off the left side. Nice dish down to Callistra. Lays it in off the block. Callistra has 11. Give Bandy the assist. And Morgantown leads 39-25. Hornbuckle bounces it to the near side for Lapsley. Lapsley, crossover dribble into the corner for Tubbs. Now Tubbs will circle around. He's fouled from behind by DeMarcus Bandy. That was probably an unnecessary foul by Bandy, who picks up his third. Second on the Mohigans here in the second quarter, or in the second half. Ridgway will replace Bandy in the lineup, who picks up his third personal. Huntington will lob it into the front court to Hornbuckle. Lapsley out on the left wing, working on Ridgway, who just checked in the ball game. Now he'll find Tubbs. Tubbs heaves a three, missed it, and Callistra snags another rebound for the Mohigans. 5 minutes to play, third quarter. Morgantown up by 14. Johnson sliding right elbow extended, fires into the corner for Ridgway. Back to Johnson on the wing. Near side of the court, Johnson thought about trying to drive. Instead, he'll back it out. On to the M logo, out near midcourt. Reset the offense. Fry, right wing, holds the ball over his head. Finds Savage at the top of the key. Back to Johnson. Morgantown being very deliberate. Now enter it into Savage. No-look pass to a cutting Waylon Callistra, who lays it in. Callistra has 13. And Morgantown leads 41-25. Biggest lead of the day for the Mohigans. Crawford from the baseline. Kick out. Tubbs, three. Airballed it. And it falls into the waiting hands of Brady Savage. He'll pass it up the floor to Ridgway. Here goes Ridgway. Right elbow extended. Jumper short. Callistra fighting. Offensive rebound. Fighting strong to the rim. Foul, and will go to the free throw line. First on Huntington here in the second half. And the foul is whistled on Deneka, his second personal. So Waylon Callistra at the free throw line. 13 points tonight and 3 of 4 at the line. His first free throw is up and good. Caprino checks back into the Huntington lineup, as does Braxton Mount. A big 6'5" body down on the inside. Huntington looking for an answer right now for Callistra. Second free throw up and in. He has 15. And Morgantown extends that lead, 43-25. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Caprino on the baseline, steps on the baseline. Turn it back over to the Mohigans. Mohigans by 18, 43-25. Just under 4 to go here in the third. Ridgway up across the timeline, hands to Johnson. Johnson at the top of the key, back to Ridgway. Looks inside. Savage trying to fight for position down low. Johnson dribbling in, has the ball poked away from behind, able to get it back, pivots on that left foot. Dishes to Callistra. Callistra lays it in. 17 for Callistra. And the lead is 20. At the free throw line, trying to bounce it in low for, I think, Mount. Lapsley throws it away. Out of bounds, back to the Mohigans. Dalton re-enters the lineup for Huntington. 45-25, Morgantown with the lead, 3:17 to play third quarter. Mohigans with the basketball. And a comfortable 20-point lead on the number 3 Highlanders. No Tavion Wilson in the lineup today for Huntington, though. Johnson driving in off the left side to the rim, fouled. And he's going to head to the free throw line. Foul on Huntington, second team foul. And the first on Ethan Dalton. That'll put Marty Johnson at the free throw line, shooting a pair. Just one field goal for Johnson tonight as he makes his first free throw. Had 26 in the season opening win over Lindsley. Averaged just over 7 points a ball game last year. Johnson, a southpaw, sends the second free throw through the cylinder. And Morgantown expands on that lead, 47-25, with 3 minutes to play in the third. Chandler on the right wing, puts it down on the floor with the left hand, fouled from behind. Savage picks up his second personal foul, and that is the third team foul on Morgantown. Ridgway will take a seat. Kellogg back into the Morgantown lineup with under 3 to go here in the third, and Morgantown leading by 22. Looking to get it in. Lapsley tosses it into the front court for Ethan Dalton. Crawford, or check that hornbuckle, looking for some help. Gets it from Chandler. Chandler starts a drive, now restarts it down the left of the lane to the rim and lays it in. Chandler with 5 points. That's the first bucket in a long time for Huntington. Johnson spinning down the lane. Whistle before the shot. Foul's going to be called on Huntington's Tristan Hornbuckle. That is his second personal and the team's third. So Max Fry will inbound right of the baseline for the Mohigans. Lobs it into Johnson out on the right wing. Johnson, jab step with the left foot. Now slides left. He'll line up a three. Take it and make it, but foul's going to be called on the Mohigans away from the basketball. That's going to go on Max Fry. His first, team's fourth. Johnson got a good look, but Max Fry had already gotten tied up with another Highlander to draw that foul. 20-point Morgantown lead, 2:14 to play, third quarter. Off the left, Chandler down the lane, scoop of the right hand, no good. Callista there for the rebound. He'll lob it up the floor for Kellogg. Kellogg coming off the left of the paint, hops in the lane, kicks out to Johnson. Johnson in the near corner, dribbles it into the middle of the lane, goes up with the left hand, count the bucket and the foul. Foul is on Isaiah Lapsley, and that'll put Johnson at the line for the and one opportunity. That is number 4 on Lapsley. Johnson at the free throw line, looking to extend the Morgantown lead, and he does just that. Biggest lead of the day, 23 points for the Mohigans, 50-27, minute and 45 to go in the third quarter. Huntington nearly throws it away and does throw it away. Now Johnson collides on the near side with Ethan Dalton, and they're going to call Marty Johnson for the offensive foul there. Johnson, that wasn't Dalton, but the defender had his feet set. That's a tough offensive foul to take. Johnson was just going after the basketball. That is the 5th team foul against the Mohigans, so Huntington's going to get an opportunity to shoot for the rest of the quarter. Johnson will have to take a seat. He's got 3 personal fouls. 7 points, 5 here in the second half. Working right side. Chandler, 3, left it short. Rebound pulled in by Ridgway. Here goes Ridgway, leading the attack down the floor. Underhands to Callistra, off the right block and in. Waylon Callistra is having himself a day. 19 tonight for the Mohigans. 25-point lead for Morgantown. Caprino feeds it down on the baseline to Chandler. Chandler triple teamed under the basket, gives for Dalton. Now Dalton triple teamed, and Morgantown rips the ball away. Fry came away with the steal. Feed it up the floor to Ridgway, coming off the right wing, spinning to his right, off the block. Shot won't go, but Ridgway will head to the free throw line. Caprino picks up the foul, his second, and that puts Huntington over the limit. Colin Ridgway at the free throw line, 4 points. Now give him 5 on the night. Akir Johnson checks into the Morgantown lineup. Second free throw up and good. .27-point Morgantown lead with under a minute to go in the third quarter. Kick it outside. Daneka takes the contested 3. Shot rims out. Johnson will get the rebound. Akir Johnson played defensive line for Sean Beiser and the Mohegan football team down there battling on the inside. He replaced fellow football player Brady Savage in the lineup there. Callistra off the left wing trying to drive. Ball ripped away, but a foul called. Well, the 2 officials raised their hand. They both saw the same thing, the foul on Huntington. Nate Hanna picks up the foul, his first. And Waylon Callistra to the free throw line. 5 of 6 at the line, make it 6 of 7, and he's got 20 on the night for the Mohigans. Second free throw misses the mark, but Callistra gets his own rebound. Callistra on the baseline, trying to toss it back to the top of the key, throws it away, and double dribble called in the backcourt on Huntington. Will turn it over to Morgantown with 21.3 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Morgantown going to take a full timeout. We'll take it with them with 21 seconds to go. Back in 60 seconds. This is the Little General Holiday Classic. Back in a moment.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a Little General store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
Historically, joint replacement surgery required an extended hospital stay of 3 to 5 days or more, but now with our improved techniques, it can be done as a same-day surgery. You get home sooner, you're more comfortable at home. I got into medicine to help people. Then with joint replacement surgery, I can see immediate results, eliminating a patient's joint pain and really changing their life. At W Medicine, we're able to get people back to living their lives.
Back at the Rowdy Center, where the homestanding Mohigans are in pretty good shape, leading 55-27. Morgantown has outscored Huntington 24-5 here in the third quarter. Already led it by 11 points at the break, and Morgantown has just expanded on that here in the third quarter. Marty Johnson back in the lineup for the Mohigans out of the timeout, as is DeMarcus Bandy and Brady Savage. Also Fry and Callistra out there for the Mohigans. 21 seconds remain in the third quarter. Morgantown going to play for the final shot of the period. Johnson takes the inbounds pass. Very deliberately walks across the timeline. Now Morgantown goes to work with 10 on the clock. Savage from the top of the key. Savage, one dribble, and over to Johnson. 3 to shoot, and it dribbles out of bounds off the foot of Huntington's Artie Caprino. 1.8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Send it into play. Savage back to Bandy. Contested 3 off the side of the rim, and we go to the fourth quarter. All Morgantown in that third. Mohigans outscoring Huntington 24-5. Back to the fourth in a moment. Morgantown 55, Huntington 27. We're back after this.
The efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
We have the skill set internally to take almost any project from a concept all the way through to completion. We don't manufacture widgets. We do things that make a huge impact to society, so we take what we do very, very seriously. There's a great sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you really contributed to society, really did your part to make where you are from a better place than it was before you came there.
On to the fourth quarter, Morgantown leading Huntington 55-27. Waylon Callistra having himself a pretty darn good night. The junior has 20 points for the Mohigans. Leading the way, DeMarcus Bandy has a couple of threes tonight for Morgantown, both in the second half. Savage with 6, Marty Johnson with 7. Just no offense for Huntington in that third quarter. Highlanders came out, scored the first 4 points, and that was the only 2 field goals for Huntington in that third quarter. 1 foul shot was all the other offense Huntington could muster against this Morgantown team. And Morgantown, you can just about set your watch that Morgantown will have excellent defense no matter the year. Johnson with the basketball, taking it down the left of the lane, missed the shot, got his own rebound. Johnson fighting to the rim, put back off the mark Callistra on the rebound. His stick back won't go. A fourth opportunity for the Mohigans. Now Johnson hopping in the middle of the lane, fighting through three defenders, misses again. Savage offensive rebound. Another chance, and finally Savage converts. Morgantown had no less than a half dozen opportunities on that trip. And the lead is 30. Huntington trying to work it in low to Crawford. Kick back outside on the left wing. Hornbuckle three, good. A steal by Huntington sends it back up the floor the other direction. Lapsley on the left side, top of the key, three. Hornbuckle short this time, and Savage will slam the rebound down. 57-30, Morgantown has the big lead. Bandy wide open, right corner three, rims in and out, no good. And Chandler skies for the board. On the right wing, Lapsley dribbles it into the paint, scoops to the right hand, rolls off the front of the rim, rebound tip, grab by Chandler. Chandler stick back, won't fall. This time Morgantown able to clear the board. Johnson across the timeline, Morgantown with the big lead, 57-30. Opening minutes of the fourth quarter. Bandy cutting to the rim, gets the pass from Callistra, but can't get it to go at the end. Huntington forces it up the floor, feed it to Crawford, who lays it in with the right hand. 57-32, Morgantown leads it, under 6 minutes to go. Callistra in the middle of the lane, going through a couple of defenders, goes off Callistra's body on the block and out of bounds. And Morgantown, Dave Tallman, going to take a timeout. He is not pleased with his team coming out of the break after the quarter. Morgantown leads it 57-32. Back in a moment.
Historically, joint replacement surgery required an extended hospital stay of 3 to 5 days or more. But now with our improved techniques, it can be done as a same-day surgery. You get home sooner, you're more comfortable at home. I got into medicine to help people. Then with joint replacement surgery, I can see immediate results, eliminating a patient's joint pain and really changing their life. At W Medicine, we're able to get people back to living their lives.
We have the skill set internally to take almost any project from a concept all the way through to completion. We don't manufacture widgets. We do things that make a huge impact to society, so we take what we do very, very seriously. There's a great sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you really contributed to society, really did your part to make where you are from a better place than it was before you came there.
Dave Tallman, 11th year head coach for Morgantown, taking that timeout. Wasn't real pleased with the effort from his team coming out of the quarter break to start the third quarter. Dave Tallman doesn't care if it's a 20-point game or a 2-point game. He expects the same effort and execution from his lineup no matter the situation. Wide open, top of the key. Tubbs straightaway three off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound by Chandler. Chandler will feed Crawford. His shot blocked by Fry. Snagged out of the air by Tubbs. Now Tubbs from the right elbow slings it to the near side. Chandler, left wing, three, no good. Rebound tipped. And going to have a foul on the baseline. I believe it's going to be on Huntington. Now they're going to get Marty Johnson. That is his fourth. So they get Morgantown for the foul. Hornbuckle will inbound on the baseline. Tosses into Chandler. Chandler working on Savage, spinning to his right. Chandler forces his way to the rim. Shot no good. Rebound tipped around and going to go to Morgantown as the foul is called on Taven Chandler. His first, team's first. Johnson's going to check out now with those 4 personal fouls. DeMarcus Bandy back in for the Mohigans. Savage will toss it in for Morgantown. Huntington in a 2-1-2. Going to harass the Mohigans up the floor a little bit. A kick called as Tubbs stuck his right foot out on that pass. Kellogg back in the lineup for the Mohigans, as is Colin And you've got Fry, Savage, and Bandy on the floor for the Mohigans. Huntington applying pressure up the floor. Morgantown able to pass through it. Fry underhands to Bandy out on the right wing, and he'll kick it back outside to Kellogg. Morgantown love to run a little bit of clock here. Up 25, under 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Ridgeway out in the front court. Morgantown not really probing at all, just tossing it around. Kellogg looks inside. Savage flashes across the lane, nothing there. Fry dribbles it off his shin, turn it over to Huntington. Lapsley going down the lane and laying it in. (57-34). Morgantown still leading with a sizable margin. 4.5 minutes to go. Bandy top of the key. Over to Kellogg. He lines up a right wing three and buries it. Camden Kellogg with his first triple of the night. 60-34. Morgantown comfortably in control. Tubbs trying to answer with a three. Misses off the left of the rim. Kellogg snares the rebound. He'll quickly sprint down the floor for the Mohigans and pull up, give way to Fry, and he finds Kellogg in between the circles. 4 minutes to go. Morgantown by 26. Ridgeway dribbles around a defender. Tosses to Fry and around the outside. Now fire it underneath. Fry all by himself lays it in. 8 points for Fry, another assist for Bandy. 62-34, and a timeout called by Huntington. 30-second timeout coming up tomorrow. Got 3 games from the Rowdy Center starting at 11:30. University will take on this Huntington Highlander team. Huntington and University. First game of the day tomorrow. University dropped one to Washington in the first game today. That is game 1 tomorrow. Then Morgantown will turn around and take on Washington tomorrow. That game's scheduled to start about 1 o'clock. And we'll finish the triple header with girls action. Morgantown taking on Spring Mills, the Mohigans girls basketball team, looking to bounce back after a loss at Wheeling Park. Did not have Sadea Jones in that loss to the Patriots earlier this week. So triple header action tomorrow here at the Rowdy Center, all part of the Little General Holiday Classic. 3 minutes, 42 seconds left in this one. Morgantown in control, 62-34. A huge third quarter, the difference in this ball game. Morgantown outscoring Huntington 24-5 in that third. Daneka will toss it in. It'll be Huntington basketball coming out of the timeout. Hornbuckle sliding around the screen. We'll toss it back to Daneka, and we got an offensive foul. Illegal screen. Going to be called on Huntington. That's Chandler. His 4th personal foul, 2nd team foul on Huntington. 3.5 to go. Morgantown leading by 26. Well, this will be an early challenge passed by Morgantown. Of course, keep in mind, no Tavion Wilson, one of Huntington's best players, sidelined for this one. So keep that in mind. But several big tests coming up for the Mohigans after Christmas when you get into the meat of that schedule in January. Morgantown's just working around the outside, trying to chew some clock right now. They'll hit the road in January to go to Martinsburg. We'll have to go to Parkersburg South, always a tough environment. Morgantown continues just to work it around the perimeter. And then you have that championship rematch against Spring Mills there in mid-January. Johnson down the lane, lays it in and fouled. Marty Johnson count the bucket. And the foul is on Crawford, his 4th. I beg your pardon, his 3rd. Johnson will shoot the and one, and Dave Tallman will empty the bench. Jalen Dusenberry checks into the game, as does Arlo Callistra and Sam Fry. Johnson's free throw good. He's in double figures with 10 points. Akir Johnson checks into the game, And Kai Hinkins in for Morgantown as well, as the Mohigans lead at 65-34. I'll talk about this team being a family affair. You got the Fries, you got the Johnsons, the Calistras. Drive off the left baseline. Offensive foul called on Chandler. I think that's 5. That is number 5 on Chandler, and he will exit with 5 points, 2 field goals tonight for Huntington. He'll be replaced by Marcus Jackson in the lineup. Akir Johnson will toss it in. Hinkins will work it up the floor for the Mohigans. He's got Hornbuckle harassing him the whole way. Hinkins across the timeline, into the corner, and Akir on the right elbow. Back outside to Hinkins. 3 on the way from Arlo Calistra, misses the mark. A rebound by Huntington. 2:12 to play, and a whistle and a foul and a grab inside. Foul will be called on Sam Fry. His first, team second. 2:10 to play. Just need to set the final in this one. Lob it into Daneka. He'll pop a long 3 off the front of the rim, too short. Rebound chased down in the corner, thrown off the leg of Fry. And will stay with Huntington with 2:03 to go. I have highlights, recaps for you at WVMetroNews.com tonight. Metro News' Joe Braccato taking care of that this evening. Hornbuckle working top of the key, goes in the lane, fade away from 13, good. And Tristan Hornbuckle into double figures with 11. Under 2 to go, 65-36. It's been all Morgantown. Big third quarter for the Mohigans. Sam Fry driving the lane, fouled. Fouls on Tristan Hornbuckle, his third, and that is team foul number 5. Sam Fry at the free throw line. Sam Fry, a freshman, makes his first free throw. And Blaze Calistra checks into the game. And I think that's all available players that have been able to get into the game tonight. Second free throw is up and good. Minute 43 to go. Morgantown's lead is 31. Biggest lead of the day. Hornbuckle skips right side. Crawford for a 3. Can't get it to fall. And Akir Johnson will grab the rebound for the Mohigans. Hinkins across the timeline, coming up on 1:20 to go. Into the corner for Arlo Calistra. And around the perimeter it goes. Blaze Calistra at the top of the key. Has the pass poked away from behind. Huntington will come up with a turnover. Caprino in the near corner. Will dribble it out. Give to Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle pulls the trigger on the deep 3. Too strong. A rebound tracked down by the Mohigans. Arlo Calistra there on the board. We're under a minute to go. Morgantown leading by 31. Akir Johnson straight away. Pops the 3. Nearly banked it home. And it'll go out of bounds and stay with the Mohigans. Akir Johnson nearly called his shot right there. Dusenberry back into the game. He gets the inbounds pass, pulls the trigger on a 10-footer, won't go. 40 seconds to go. Morgantown going to improve to 3-0 on the season. And a good-looking victory tonight over Huntington High. Driving off the left side, Daneka fouled with 27.5 seconds remaining. Sam Fry is the offender. And Daneka at the free throw line to shoot a couple. And Daneka's first free throw, he got the benefit of the bounce off the front of the iron and through. Second free throw off the front of the iron, won't get the bounce this time. Rebound by Jackson, and we got a whistle with 25 seconds to play. Jalen Dusenberry picks up the foul. On the floor, Morgantown had a couple to give here. 25.2 seconds remaining. Mohigans by 30. Quickly in, Tanaka takes the three from the right side, missed it. Offensive rebound, Crawford, and fouled on the stick back with 19.4 seconds remaining. Those last 20 seconds may take a half an hour. Fry picks up his third foul. And Crawford is at the free throw line. Crawford, quiet night, just one field goal, 2 points. He's been in foul trouble much of the evening. Misses that free throw. Crawford averaged 9 points per game last year. It had 3 double-doubles. Had a 30-point performance last year as well. Got that free throw to go. 17 seconds to play. Morgantown just needs to not turn it over here. Akir Johnson, the biggest guy on the floor, just going to hold the ball on his left tip. The applause begin, and Morgantown improves to 2-0. Convincing win tonight by the number 2 Mohigans. Morgantown 67, Huntington 38 the final. We'll step aside, take a break. Back to the Rowdy Center in a moment. You've been listening to the Little General Holiday Classic. We're back after this.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
Historically, joint replacement surgery required an extended hospital stay of 3 to 5 days or more, but now with our improved techniques, it can be done as a same-day surgery. You get home sooner, you're more comfortable at home. I got into medicine to help people. Then with joint replacement surgery, I can see immediate results, eliminating a patient's joint pain and really changing their life. At W Medicine, we're able to get people back to living their lives.
67-38 the final. Morgantown defeats Huntington tonight, and it was the big third quarter that changed this game. Morgantown outscored Huntington 24-5. Huntington scored the first 4 points of the quarter, would score 1 point after that. Morgantown would go on a 24-1 run to end the third, and the Mohigans go on to a 67-38 victory. Totals tonight, Waylon Callister leads the Mohigans. He has 20 points tonight for Morgantown. Marty Johnson finished in double figures with 10. Not far behind, Brady Savage with 8. Max Fry had 8 tonight. DeMarcus Bandy had 6 points, a couple of threes in the second half. Colin Ridgway with 6. Also, Camden Kellogg finished with 5 points tonight for the Mohigans. One player in double figures for Huntington, that was Tristan Hornbuckle, who had 11 points for the Highlanders. Jamari Tubbs with 5. Also, Tavion Chandler had 5 points. Isaiah Lapsley finished with 6. Daneka, Crawford, and Caprino each had 3 points, and Ethan Dalton with 1. Triple header coming up tomorrow from the Rowdy Center for the Little General Holiday Classic. It'll be University and Huntington at 11:30, followed by Morgantown versus Washington at 1. And then girls basketball, Morgantown will take on Spring Mills at 3, all part of the Little General Holiday Classic. We'll have the 2 boys games at 11:30 and 1 on WAJR. We'll have video streaming coverage of all 3 games tomorrow afternoon tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon on the Metro News TV app and WVMetroNewsTV.com. Once again, final score. Morgantown defeats Huntington 67-38 tonight here at the Rowdy Center, all part of the Little General Holiday Classic.